Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome, my lovelies, to my Love Island, USA, Season 5, Episode 19 and 20. Recap. Yes, I am back. Happy Tuesday. Um, it is Casa Amor time, guys. And, wow, I think this actually might be a good Casa. I think this might actually be a good Casa. They didn't ruin their show by dumping the wrong people, so there's that. Welcome, guys. Let's chit chat about episode 19, where we start off where we left off, trying to figure out which islanders would be safe. And it was in the hands of the safe islanders to choose one boy to go home, one girl to go home, and the boys were going to choose a girl, and the girls were going to choose a boy. Hi, Charlene. Welcome. And so, yes, when they said boys were going to choose a girl, I was a little concerned for my girl Destiny there, because we know she has some haters on the boys' side. And thankfully, she does have some guys that I felt would be there to protect her interest and keep her. She had already helped Bergie out and protected his interests. And we knew Mike was interested in her, so I was hoping both of them would be there to pull her. Hi, TA. Welcome back. Now on the girl side, as we figured, we knew Keenan wasn't going home because KK was not letting that happen. And thankfully, Amani also was not allowing that to happen. So, that was a foregone conclusion that he would not be going home. So it was up to everybody else who was like basically in a couple. And I was like, okay, so if they get rid of Destiny, but get rid of one of the guys in the couple, that's going to suck badly. So we do see the girls deliberating, and they said everyone deserves to stay. They were contemplating, it sounded like Kenzo, but they were worried that if they sent Kenzo home, would Carmen leave with him? And would he be devastated because she didn't leave with him? They do point out that Harrison and Emily have been coupled up since they got coupled up, and they haven't explored any connections. So they're been stagnant, basically. On the flip side, the boys were like, Emily and Cassie would be good to send home. Of course, one of them had to say Destiny. I think it was Jonah. I forget who that said Carmen and Cassie. And Mike basically said, you guys don't miss what happened tonight. Destiny was very open. She feels like she can be herself with me, and that this was the first time she felt something in here. And I was like, okay, all right, go ahead, Mike, fighting for your girl. So Hannah does go first, and she said, we're choosing this boy because he hasn't really let his guard down. It was hard to gauge where his emotions are, and there doesn't seem to be any intention in what he is doing in the villa. And so they do choose Harrison to send home. And after this, I was okay, because I was like, if Destiny goes home with Harrison, I'm fine, as long as his ass didn't get to stay in the villa. Because how dare you say that Destiny was taking up space. How dare you? And on the flip side, Mike stands up and was like, oh, wait, why are they giving it to Mike? Why are they giving the mic to Mike? They're not going to have Mike send Destiny home. That's going to be rude. Mike says, came into the villa. This girl came into the villa and was very comfortable really fast, and she did not test her connections. And at this point, it seemed like it would best for these two to go home. And so they do choose Emily. And I was like, this was good. I felt like a couple should go home. You guys are a couple. Like, y'all can go. TA says, very glad Destiny and Keenan did not go home. I was fine with Harrison and Emily going home. Same. I think it was the right decision. Glad Harrison and Emily are gone. Same. My whole thing is, to be fair, actually, these were really good reasonings for sending them both home, because imagine these two at Casa Amor. Are they going to do anything? Or, like, what would they be giving? Probably nothing. Rachel, I wanted Carmen to go, but I will take Emily, given how her mom was trashing Destiny online. Absolutely. First thing I thought of when I saw that Emily was going home, I was like, ooh, her mommy must be very upset, because she just swore that Destiny was standing in her way of Harrison. Now her and Harrison have all the time in the world to enjoy each other outside the villa. And so we get a couple of things here and there. Kenzo and Carmen hug. Destiny and Harrison hug. Rachel says, I'm glad Harrison was dumped. He lives in Australia. No relationship is working with him. Yeah, like, Harrison does say, I'm going to be in Miami for 2 months. What does that do for, like, this relationship? Like, at least when Jesse came from Australia to do the UK version of Love Island last season, or 2 seasons ago now. She basically knew she was going to either move to the UK or she was going to stay for a long time to build the relationship. Like, 2 months is not helpful, Harrison. That sounds like you basically blocked off 2 months to come on the show, and just in case you stayed long. No. Bye. Emily does say it wasn't comfortable, it was happy, but she was waiting for someone to catch her attention. And I'm like, okay, so nobody has caught your attention. Got it. So I think if that's the case, then it's probably for the best that you're leaving, because you weren't ever, like, it was going to be harder for you to have somebody to catch your attention. You found what you wanted, and that's great. And with this villa, it seems like it's more, people feel like you should be more testing your connections, testing the waters to make sure that your connection is strong. I don't love it all the time, because it's like, if you keep testing that connection, when are you going to get to the point where you're like, this is it? That said, I can also understand that perspective, I guess. They call them a hot couple, and at least Cassie says, at least they get to leave together. They got to know each other, and hopefully what they have is strong, and they will take care of it on the outside. And Emily and Harrison do say that they're glad to leave together, and Harrison will be in Miami for 2 months. So Destiny and Mike do sit down and talk, and she's like, I shouldn't be smiling at this moment, but I'm so glad to be here. And I'm so glad to be here with you. And Mike says, I'm glad that we can relax now, and we can delve into deeper conversations. And he ITMs that Destiny's the only one that's given him 100% an interest and everything that he came in here looking for. And Destiny said she really does feel like she can be herself around him. And you love to see it. We do get Leo and Cassie, and he's basically like he wouldn't want to be here without her. He would leave because he's falling for her. And she says she is falling for him. They flirt very heavily. Then we have Hannah and Marco. It's like, how was the day? And she's like, it was a good day. He's like, he's not sure how she felt because he did kind of put out there that he's falling in love with her, wants to be closed off. And Hannah says she wants to be closed off as well. So yay for them too. And then Keenan and KK do have a conversation. And he's like, oh, that was a lot. I know it was probably a hard decision. She's like, well, you were the first one to X out because neither I was not letting you go and neither was Imani. So we knew you were staying. And she does ITM. He's going to be getting to know Imani. He's going to be pulling her for chats. But hopefully he figures out what he wants. And he does say that his perspective of how America views him is interesting, but he doesn't care. As long as he knows how KK feels about him and his decisions, and they've communicated through it, he is fine with how he moves. He actually does not regret it. Kenzo says if it was Carmen, I would have left. Hannah says Destiny is in love because she is just like in the dressing room giddy. I think it was Mike that said Emily wasn't even here that long, which kind of sucks. But they go and they take in sleep for the night. And then in the morning, Mike does make Destiny breakfast, and apparently she doesn't like eggs because he said she only wanted one egg, which he thought was weird. Bergie does make pancakes for the villa. Hannah does tell the girls and that her and Marco are closed off. Destiny said Mike is very interested in her, and they had a passionate kiss, which they did. Imani and Mike have a conversation. Imani said there's sexual tension with Keenan. She's just not sure what to do. And he's like, he doesn't want her to mess up a good thing in the villa. But if there's anything about being in the villa, there's no reason to have any regrets. So she should go for it and see what's there between her and Keenan. So then Imani and Keenan have a conversation. And she just say, I have, like, how do you think about our connection? And he says he definitely thinks there's something there to explore. Imani says Jonah and I have such a strong connection. We've had great, deep conversations. He just says, I want to make sure this is fully explored, though. And so they sit and chat, and Leo, Cassie, Destiny, and KK kind of observe them, and they're in the dressing room having a conversation. And I think it was Cassie said, who will Imani choose? Who's she leaning towards? Leo says Jonah, but KK says it's Keenan. And KK says she told Keenan the only reason why she's getting to know Jonah is because he was showing the most interest. And Destiny says, well, Keenan wants to know for sure that it's you. He doesn't want to regret choosing you and then have regrets that he messes up whatever you two have. So KK says, fine, but in that time frame, I'm supposed to wait around for him to pick me, and not to be a pick me, but pick me. Like, what sense does that make? And Leo says, I was kind of waiting for you to say that. Um, so then we do get nighttime, and I have a theory that they like jumped maybe a day or so, because nothing preceding this lends to what Kenan says to Leo after this moment. Kenan comes to Leo in the bedrooms and says, I am going to close things off with KK. And so, of course, the producer said, oh, no, you freaking won't. It's go time. Ding to the girls. I got a text. It is time to go to a VIP event. Hashtag Casa Amor. And the girls are screaming, and they're not supposed to tell the boys. But they do decide to leave messages, and they decide to leave little trinkets for the boys to find as they sneak out, which I thought was so cute. Carmen says she's going to leave her bra. Hannah says she's going to leave her hair products in a cross. And they leave some messages on the mirror in the dressing room. So then the boys realize that it's really quiet and they don't hear the girls. And they're like, why don't they ever come down waiting for us and tell us we look good? Well, this was Mike. And he's like, where my shorty? Yeah, I thought it was funny. And Kenzo's like, wait, what if they left? What if they aren't here? Jonah's like, oh. Marco's like, yo, they aren't here. You don't hear them. Leo says, runs to the other guys, we don't hear the girls. They're like, no way. And you just see Kenan's face. Kenan's face this entire time was hilarious. It was just like, oh no. Oh no. All the boys are running. Kenan's just like he's walking to his funeral or to his doom. It was so funny. And I was laughing because when they're like, the girls are gone, it sounded like Mike was like, wait, Casa? And so they do go into the dressing room, see the girls are gone, but do read the messages from Hannah. From your Twix bar. From Carmen. A sneak peek for the hideaway. From Destiny. You left this, which was Mike's water bottle. I'll miss you. Be smart. From KK. Be good, K9. XOXO. I think it was I'll always be missing you or something, or I'll be thinking about you. From Cassie. Here's my bracelet, and I will miss you, baby. Kenan is literally devastated, guys. I his face, his demeanor, his ITMs. Oh my God, Shirley. Oh my God. It was so, it was so funny because Kenan was absolutely like, guys, I was supposed to close things off with KK tonight. And it's like, one day too short. One day too short. Or however you say. And he's like, they sent my girl to the house of love. Yeah, and then they're going to send you in a KK variant. So beware. Brandy says, ain't nobody sending inheritance. I don't know. Carmen and Kenzo, we all know are either producer plants or they are planting themselves because they knew each other before the villa. So let's see. Boys get a text that the girls have gone on a mini vacay to Casa Amor. Kenzo says he's shook. Mike says if you test your connection here and you made it through, it's strong. Do I really think he was going to close it off? Yes. I thought Keenan told him money he wants to get in. That's what I'm saying to you. Like, there was nothing preceded this, so it makes me think that maybe they skipped a day because between how Mike was acting with Destiny and how Keenan was verbalizing he was going to close things off and he had an epiphany, I felt like maybe we were seeing like a little bit of a time jump. Brandon says, "Yeah, I do. I still think he will." Yeah, I can see that. So like I said, Kenzo said he was shook. Mike said if you've been testing here and you came out with a good connection, it should be good. Leo says, I want my shorty back. Keenan says, I don't want to be played and I was going to close things off. And he was just so upset, guys. He was so upset. And so it's just so funny. I'm sorry. I hate to laugh at the man's pain. But he was so upset. Oh man. And so then we do see the Casa Villa, and the guys enter the villa first and they are introduced. And I do have photos of the guys and the girls from Casa Amor. So let's say, nope. Give me 1 second, guys. Here we go. So, let's see. Let's do the guys first. And let's see. We have first up on the guys, we have Mattia. Oh, actually, we have, which one is that? Brandon and Eddie. So Brandon is 22. He's from Johannesburg, South Africa, and he's a college student and a behavioral tech. And they don't say here who he was interested in. And then we have Eddie. Eddie is 26, and he is from Nigeria. He's a bouncer and an NFL free agent. And he is looking to pursue an athletic career. He even tried out for the WWE, and he was hoping to get an NFL tryout. Next up is Zay. Zay is, and I will say they look better in the villa than they did in these photos that they sent, because ooh child, these photos weren't the best taken. It never is. Um, so we have Zay, who is, oh, he's an Isaiah too. So he's Zay. He's from New York, and he's an executive sales rep. But he was in the Air Force for the past 4 years. Um, then we have, who's that? Rob. And this picture of Rob does not do him justice. He is way better looking than in the villa than in this photo. Like way better looking. Let's see. Hi, Tasha. Josh, how are you? How do you feel about Love Island bringing in Marco's ex? Oh, we will talk about that. I wonder what the Love Island games is going to be about. Oh, we're going to chit chat about that one too. Zay is cute. He is. He's young. I think Destiny is what, 26, 27? So he's a little younger than her, but he seems, I mean, like being in the military, um, he probably has a lot of life experience. So I think Marco is focused on winning, so I don't think he'll recouple. Yeah, I think, like, will he recouple with an ex over Hannah? Like, does that make any sense? I don't think that makes any type of sense. So, yeah, no, I don't. I agree. I don't think he's going to. But listen, you know how Love Island is. They like to give drama. Next up is Kyle and Mattia. And it's so funny, somebody was saying, wasn't this guy on Mattia on Bachelor in Paradise Canada? Because there was a Mattia there. So it might be just a very popular Italian name, because that guy was Italian too. Mattia is from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Actually, I wonder. Maybe it's a popular Canadian name, because I don't think these two people are the same people. That Mattia is with two T's, and this Mattia is with one. And he is a clothing brand owner. And then we have Kyle, who is from Long Island, New York, and he is, or Queens, New York, and he is a soccer coach. So those are the guys. And I thought it was interesting that their photos, absolutely, because I was sitting there like, but they actually sent in some cute guys this time, guys. I'm shocked. I'm actually kind of shocked. So KK says, and then the girls enter, and then KK says she doesn't have to be stuck with one guy. She has options now. Yes. Cassie says that Rob is really cute. And so they do introduce themselves, and then Sarah Hyland comes, and she has the boys go away, and she talks to the girls, and she asks, who are they interested in? And Cassie says she's looking at Rob and Mattia, but just looking. And I was like, oh, this is going to be the theme for you. Got it, Cassie. And that was episode 19, which I was like, okay, not a bad episode. We're back on the upswing. I really think that if they hadn't dumped the two Islanders they dumped, this would have been a bad episode. Brandy says, I'm not convinced KK is that interested in Brandon's story. Oh, I absolutely think Brandon is a wall. I think she shut down Eddie hard. Um, because there could be something there. And I definitely think that she's focusing on Brandon because it'll be easier not to recover. That's my personal opinion, but we move. We'll see. Episode 20. We do see Cassie to Rob. Who were you looking at? And he says, I want to get to know everybody. And he does bring up Leo, which I thought was weird. And she's like, well, Leo to her is a complete person, which I also thought was a weird answer. And then he kind of like turns it around, like, don't worry about the villa, don't even think about it. And I was like, okay. Like, why? But she does say that his accent, his behavior, reminds her of back home. So there's that. And then we see Destiny and Zay talking, and she's like, they're really vibing. And she asks him, um, what is his age? And he's like, yes. And she's like, oh, you've got to be like 27, 28. And he's like, I'm 23. And she drops her glass and nearly faints. And she's like, well, what are you looking for? Like, you definitely don't come off as a 23-year-old. And again, like I said, it's possible that he probably has a lot more maturity, a lot more life experience being in the Air Force. And he said he's looking for a family. He's looking for that nuclear family, but he only wants to be married once. And Destiny says that it, like, her belief is above everything is also to marry once and try to stick through it. And she said, because like, I hear everybody talking that they're in love and everything's so great and perfect. And she's like, but what happens when the bad times come? Because love is a choice. And I do agree with Destiny on this. I have been married and divorced, and sometimes love is not enough. Sometimes you have to choose to work through it, and even through those choices, sometimes it is not easy, and sometimes it's just not possible to sustain you and carry you through. Charlene says KK wants to have fun without Keenan around. Go KK, have fun. I agree. That's what happens when you don't close things off. And we do see Eddie, Kyle, and I don't remember who else was in the scene, seeing KK walk across the villa to come talk to them. And they're like, oh, she's so amazing. She's beautiful. She has like a gorgeous walk. And so she's like, you guys are talking about me. They're like, now we are. And KK said, I'd like to talk to Eddie, please. And he's like, oh, who were you the most attracted to when you saw us, when you walked in? And she says, no one. And he's like, oh, so are you? She's like, well, physical type is not like the biggest thing to me. It's all about personality for me. And he's like, yeah, he's very much that way too. And so she's like, oh, he's like, where would you travel to if you could travel? Not to Fiji. And she told him about her Greece trip. And he said, wow, he's never thought about traveling, but he does have the space and the funds to do it now. So he'll maybe start making plans to make a trip. And she's like, well, what's your type? And he said, patience. And someone he could talk to who will listen to me and understand me. He is done playing games. He was in football and everything that comes with it. He no longer wants that lifestyle. Back at the villa, the boys are chit chatting before bed. Keenan is despondent, guys. He was so upset. He was so upset. Like you could read it in his body, in his face. He was so upset. He's there like, oh, this smells like KK. He was so mad. Not mad, but sad. And somebody says, well, you you know the girls that are coming in, they're gonna want what they can't have, so that's what they're gonna pursue. Carmen and Rob have a conversation, and he picks up a frog. They joke about it. It was very flirty, jokey, flirty, funny kind of thing. Um, she said she likes his energy. Um, they were flirting a lot. They talk about how she's nerdy. He says he's crafty. He feels like they're vibing and that they should get to know each other. Might be fruitless, Rob. Might be fruitless, guy. Then Kyle and Imani talk. They have the Imani says they have the same humor, and he was very cool. Um, and then we see, I think it was KK, Cassie and Mattia, and he's interested in building a connection with Cassie. So then it's nighttime, and then we do kind of get bad situations. So we have Carmen and Rob, Cassie and Mattia, KK and Eddie, Imani and Kyle, Hannah and Brandon, Destiny and Zay. And in the morning, Hannah's like, does anybody know how to use the coffee maker? And somebody says, yes, they do. And she's like, okay, forget Marco. I miss the coffee machine, which is the espresso machine that they have there. Um, Leo is kind of like, he misses Cassie. It's like there's nothing to look forward to. Keenan is down bad. He's just like, that KK might recouple, thinking I will. I don't know where her head is at. Again, most of this is of your doing and the producers. So sorry, Keenan. Um, Imani and KK talk, and they want to kiss everybody. They want to bring out their inner Bergie and kiss all the boys. Hannah says her head is with Marco. Destiny says she's gonna chat with everybody. And then we do see Destiny and Zay chat, and it's very flirty. And he says she's very beautiful, and she's like she likes how they listen and talk to each other. Brandy says, "I like Cassie and Mattia." Yeah, I like them too. Do I like him over Leo? Is going to be the question. Imani and Rob sit down and talk. This was a bit of random. And she's like, basically, they're trying to hold a conversation, but she's like undressing him with her eyes. And he's like, what's going on? And she's basically like, kiss me. She likes this whole kiss me thing. So they do kiss. She said it was a nice kiss. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Um, and so then we get the back at the villa. The guys have the girls come in, and they give their introductions. So let's see. The girls we have. We have up first is Deja, who is from North Carolina, Harrells, and she's a data process specialist. She used to be a Carolina Panthers cheerleader, and she is a cheerleader for the Charlotte Hornets at night. Then we have Johnny, who's from Whittier, California, and she's an administrative manager. And while her family is Mexican, Filipino, Native American, and German, Johnny's family mostly celebrates their Mexican roots. Next up is Taylor S., who is 24 and from Orange County, California, and a hotel manager. And Taylor loves to impress guys on first date at the driving range because she's played golf competitively for 15 years. She's looking for a career-driven man. It's a big turn on for her, and she is raised to be independent. Her type, her celebrity type would be a Jack Harlow. And then we have, let's see, Naja, who I call the, how do you say it? I call her the KK variant. She's the one in the middle. She is a nursing student from Bladensburg, Maryland. And I think she's like, what, 5'1"? Naja loves animals. And she is raising a dog and rescued about 6 pets at one time. Let's see, who is this other one? Then we have Taylor C., and she's from San Diego, California, and 23 and an advertising account manager. She likes to spend time outdoors. And lastly, we have Allie, who's from Madison, Wisconsin. Look at here. She's 28 and she is also a nursing student. She was at the morgue as the daughter of a town mortician. Who else is that? I think that is. Wait a second. Ashley. So lastly is Ashley. She's 23 from Jefferson City, Missouri. She's a beverage cart attendant and college student. I think she said she's currently living in either California or Miami. So those are your Casa Bombs. Okay, so that's what we're working with. Back at the Casa Amor Villa, KK says that she has a vibe with Brandon. And I was like, really? And he's feeling it too. It's like, okay. But when I listened to the conversation, I was like, alrighty, I don't see a vibe. But do you, KK, have the best time ever? Johnny says to the girls, don't let these guys see you as a side piece and then go back to their wives. Sound advice, to be fair. Bergie is interested in Taylor and Johnny, which I thought was funny because Taylor, the other Taylor, is interested in him. And Mike is interested in Johnny. Jonah is interested in Johnny. Keenan said he is going to talk to all of them, but no one specific. So Keenan and Naja, who I call the KK variant, Randy says here, KK dupe. I couldn't even be mad when he said she reminded him of KK. They look similar, especially on IG. It's so like the producers are just wrong for that. Like it's like wrong. Like it's not even cool. Just send him nobody. Like how you gonna send him someone who looks, sounds just like the person he wants to be? And not to just say that she, when she watched the show, the person she most would want to get to know was Keenan, and she's just a goofball, and she's just like, she reminds me of KK, and I was like, yes, that's the point. It's for you to resist. If she's interested in Brandon, we could have sent Bergie to Casa for KK. That's funny. uh So the girls, Carmen and Rob talk again, and he wants to know if she would be interested in getting to know him. And she brings up this whole "I'm a slow burn" thing, and he's like, "Well, the first night there was just so much chemistry, and I really want to get to know you." And she's like, well, you going to do that, but you kissed Imani. So a bit of jealousy here. We all know that Carmen likes to be center of attention. Um, and he said, well, he's willing to put all his eggs in her basket. So they do play Truth or Dare, and Eddie's told to choose his top two with a kiss. He does choose Destiny and KK, and then they eventually do a three-way kiss with Destiny and him were making out. Anyway, Destiny, whose head in the villa will turn, she says Leo. KK, Rob choose someone and get into your favorite sex position. He chooses Carmen. Cassie had to do a Spider-Man kiss with her top two, which was Mattia and Rob. KK said her head could be turned to Brandon. And at this point, I was just like, KK, girl, I don't believe you. But keep convincing yourself that and have fun. Mike and Deja have a conversation. She's like, oh, you're with Destiny. And I was like, but they never coupled up, so they're not technically together. But he's like, yeah, it's early days. And then they kind of talk about working out, and I'm just like, okay, there's no chemistry between these two. Bergie sits down with Allie, and they have a conversation. She's ready for baby. She's 28. He's like, he's been ready for things to start in his journey here, but he's learned a lot. And they basically could see themselves with each other. And Brandy says, is Hannah refusing to participate? Probably. And KK and Brandy, no. Yeah, I agree. So, guys, that was the end of the episode. We didn't get raunchy races. It looks like they might not even be doing it. They're doing the one where you gotta drink and then spit, and I can't. Like, why is this a choice to bring to the show? It's disgusting. Can we not and say we did? Oh my god. Um, and they're alluding in the preview for Thursday that Keenan's head is turning, but we all know it might not. They said one guy's head is turning. It might not be Keenan. And then Marco is they ITM that a brand new bombshell is coming in for someone that knows them, and it's Marco's ex. Why? Like, is she a producer plant? Because why are you sending him his ex to tempt him? I think that's very silly. Unless his ex is a Love Islander. Is Marco's ex a Love Islander? Because why? Why would you do that? Is his ex a Love Islander, guys? I don't know. I just don't understand. Hannah doesn't want to do anything with anyone but Marco, and why bring out his ex now? I want her to spill the tea around Hannah. I think that's a weird choice. Of all the things they could have done with Marco to bring his ex, wow, just a choice. Um, just a whole choice. Y'all stop saying y'all want Keenan out when y'all know it ain't happening. Please, we all know y'all want to see Keenan get put, uh, pied in the challenge. True, a fair point. TA, why bring Marco's ex other than the proof to know Hannah's popular to try to break them up? Yeah, yep. Only reason it could be because what? Wow. Um, so we did get a preview this episode for the Love Island Games, which is going to be on Peacock this fall, and it's basically, or is it fall or winter? And it's basically going to be ex Love Islanders. Oh, it's going to be fall, and it's basically going to be ex Love Islanders from USA, UK, and Australia coming in, and it's going to be, I think, a challenge style show, and so I'm kind of excited to watch it and see what it's going to be about. I wonder how many people they'll get to come in and actually do the show who have been on Love Island in the past. And then in the UK, there's going to be another version of Love Island that's probably going to end up on Hulu because it's going to be a UK variant. And it's going to be where they're replacing Love Island Winter with a show where ex-Islanders come back to Love Island to get coupled up and find love between each other. So I'm excited for those to see. Maybe they freshen up the show. Not that the show is stale, but the producer manipulation just keeps really, really, really messing it up. So, guys, that's it. Any questions? Anything? I need to start heading out early tonight because I have to pack. I'm headed to Detroit tomorrow for the Big Brother watch party, Big Brother USA watch party in Detroit, Haas's House Chops. And so I'm excited for that, to hang out with whoever's going to be there. We only know like one or two people is going to be there. And if you do watch my Big Brother podcast, my co-host for that, Janelle, will be also there in the house. So look out for us to be sending out, hopefully, lots of content. I still need to post my New York pictures. Yes, I know, but I'll do it tomorrow, hopefully on the airplane. And no episode tomorrow. And since I will be at a watch party on Thursday for Big Brother. I highly doubt I'm going to be able to watch the episode or to stream, guys. So I will catch up maybe Friday for the episode when I'm still in Detroit from my hotel room, hopefully, and then again off on Saturday, and then we'll be back on Sunday. So I wonder how long Casa Amor is going to last. Um, Hopefully the recoupling is on either Friday or Sunday. So anything else? You see, they have an episode tomorrow night. Who has an episode tomorrow night? Love Island or Big Brother? Oh crap! There is an episode tomorrow night. Oh, well, I guess I'll be catching up on uh that on Friday and everything because I will be on an airplane at the same time as I hope it ends Sunday. Yeah, I did. I missed that. I think I skipped out on the tomorrow night part. Thanks, TA. I will. I definitely will. And thanks for joining me, guys. Um, yeah, hopefully recoupling. But what's the episode tomorrow going to be? More Casa More? So maybe the recoupling's Friday, guys. Um, Thanks, Charlene. Thanks, I will. All right, so yes, reminder, follow me everywhere. Entertainment Cover everywhere, Twitter, Facebook, all the things. And comment down below. Do you think, now that we've seen all the bombs, we've seen a little bit of chemistry, who do you think are going to recouple? Like, who's going to come back to the villa in a new couple? Do we think that's going to happen? And do we think anything's going to happen with Marco's ex? Because why are they doing this? I'm not saying I hate it because I think they've never done it, but I also don't think it's going to work. So there's that. So yeah, that's it, guys. Have a good night. I will see you next time I see you. Thanks. Peace. Bye.